Okay, I just found the tapes here, so I'm going to remove it very carefully. So the stapes is attached to the with its foot process and is in direction of the internal ear. Okay, so here is the stapes bone. Some call it stapes, I prefer to call it stapes. So here is the stapes, the smallest bone in the human body. It's the stapes. So we got all the ear ossicles. So I'm going to keep it with the other ear ossicles here. Yeah, we got the malleus, incus and stapes. We also saw the tympanic membrane and the chordae tympani. Now that's all we can see, because the muscles are not visible because they're very minute. Okay, so that's about the middle ear cavity. The floor is deep, we can't see the floor as well. So in the bone, I'll just like to show you the location of the auditory tube and its openings. We've already seen it in the pharynx, but one more time, let's have a look. So the auditory tube, it commences in the anterior wall of the middle ear cavity, and there's bony part and cartilaginous part, and suppose this is the auditory tube. This is how it is directed forwards and medially from the middle ear cavity. The inferior aspect of the petrous temporal bone is the petrous temporal bone. So we cracked this area, we exposed the middle ear cavity. Look at the underneath of the petrous part of the temporal bone, we see this. So here is the petrous part of the temporal bone, here is the greater wing of the sphenoid. So here is a sulcus known as sulcus tubae. So running on the sulcus tubae, so the sulcus tubae, we have the auditory tube. So the auditory tube is directed towards the nasopharynx. It opens in the nasopharynx, and the opening is guarded by an opening that is seen on the nasopharynx at the tubal elevation. So here is the specimen of the pharynx. Here is the nasopharynx. Here you see the opening of the auditory tube inside the nasopharynx. The nasal septum still here. So the nasopharynx. So here is the opening of the auditory tube. Opening of auditory tube, the pharyngeal opening of the auditory tube. Thank you very much.